My name and my identity, if it pleases you, it has to be kept away from the public. I am a child that was well brought up by my sweet mother. But in the due time, as my story continues, you will see and learn from it. This is my story. I am a young man that was well brought up from a good mother, virtuous mother. She took it upon herself when I was nothing. She saw me through my school, from primary, secondary, up to the higher level. And I came out, being that the country is being put into a state of economic devastation. My mother had to sell all that she has in order to see that I become somebody. She even sold the last land she was supposed to use for herself and gave me all the earnings that I might use it to go and learn the trade and open my own business. This is what I did, and I started my business, which became very flourishing. And later on, I met this lady. Will seems to be a lady that is good for marriage. I did this, we were in love, and later we got married. All this, my business continued to flourish. I was full with enjoyments and enjoying the life which my mother gave to me to live as a result of making me to be above my counterparts. What happened next will tell the other part of my story. I was living with this lady, which I call my wife. She was enjoying the affluence that both my mother and I was able to raise up. In a bit, my dear, I was engulfed with love for my wife, that anytime she's sick, I take it upon myself to make sure she's well. In all this, my memory and my mind did not recall that I need to have my mother in my mind to see that I take care of her. Suddenly, did I know my wife, just as I do, we take her to hospital or to any remedy where she can get her health. Anytime I want to see my mother, she will fall sick. Anytime I want to see her, she will fall sick. And this I was doing, spending on her. A day came and a time came. I was spending, and my business began to dwindle until the one I called my heart, my love, decided to move away because the business was not doing well again. And this is what happened. The business went down. It went down. So I came back to where I started from. This time, I even started to look for what happened, what resulted this. And I started looking for different prophets and prophetess to see the problem, why this business became like this. My wife have left me, and I'm left alone to wallow in the pit which has fallen. Anywhere I go, they will say it is my mother. I don't know, this is the mother that took care of me. Why would she be the one? So a day came, I decided to visit her. And as I visited her, she welcomed me very well as usual. And that day, I did what I can do to assist her at home. And the one early morning, I decided to do some work around the compound. As I was doing the work, I saw a can, and that can, when I looked into it, I saw there was something in it, a picture, and that picture happens to be mine. And when I look at it very well, I kept it. Though I present, like asking my mother some few questions which she objected to, or she refused and said, no, it's nothing like that. But when I still went and find out, still continued to seek, all the fingers were pointing to my mother. And I decided to go this time with somebody that I know can be able to approach her. And I did this. In the process, she also denied that nothing of such. And the person later asked me to bring out the can I saw. And when I brought it out, my mother began to weep. She began to cry and reminded me of all the good she had done. And this is how I paid her, knowing that she caused me. She raised up with anger in her heart and did this and put it into a can and locked it up. That was the beginning of my problem, and that was what made things to turn over and turn upside down for me. So she later agreed to renounce the curse after much pleading and begging, and I repented, just like a sinner coming back to the Lord, asking for forgiveness for all the sin as a prodigal child, and I did so. She later broke the bottle and renounced and set me free and asked me to go. All was done in the pain of her heart. I forgot the only one that gave me hope. I forgot the only one that gave me life. I forgot the only one that's supposed to still matter to me along with my wife and my family. This is how my life became to be from the beginning. I don't know if this will be part of you. If you, however, forgotten the finger that fed you, please go back. I leave this with you, and now I'm starting from square one. No finance, no money to start, nobody to give me that money, which my mother, in his own way, helped me. She sold all. Now she's suffering in the sense that she had nobody to give to her. The only one that would have helped her, the only child, abandoned her. This is my story. No wife to show, no money to show. And now starting looking for who we are. Can you be able to relate this? If you are in any form or way, pass it through this, or you learn from my experience. This is my story. Learn and never fall into such victim of this kind of circumstance.